What's up, guys and gals, and welcome to Veve Vibes. And today we're going to do a quick vibe check on the market. Thank you for everyone for all the support that I did on my last video on September 11th. Today is September 13th at about 7 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. Got a lot of love, got a lot of feedback too on my last video, so I'm super excited to jump in this stuff again and kind of bring this on a more consistent basis. So we'll go ahead and jump into it. So my NFT tracker is now updated. They have the most recent comic drops and all that kind of stuff, so that's always exciting. So we're gonna go ahead and start with the top gainers on the market. And I will say nowadays this is actually starting to get pretty accurate. I'm not sure, I haven't talked to the people that run this platform, my NFT tracker. I'm not sure if these prices update on an hourly basis, maybe once every 24 hours. I knew Ecomi Wiki would update on an hourly basis, but I'm not sure about my NFT tracker. I might have to experiment that on my own and just kind of look at the price in the morning, afternoon, and evening and see if the prices or at least like the NFTs change at all. But based on what we're going on here, we actually have some comics that have increased in price quite a bit, usually because the floors are so thin. If we look here, so we actually have Spider-Man number 3, the Vibranium variant that the UR, that is up a bit. Looks like we actually got a few ultra rare and secret rare comics going up quite a bit as well. Looks like mostly the ultra rare variants on a lot of these comics are going up. A couple secret rares as well. Looks like we have a Days of Future Past secret rare also going up in value, up to 55 gems in this scenario. So we actually have quite a few of these NFTs. Some of these NFTs are going up anywhere between 90 to 50% here in that top row. I think it's mostly due to the floors just being so thin, especially with comics. So it's kind of hard to tell how much comics are moving, especially in the higher echelon of secret rares and ultra rares, sometimes even rares as well, where the floors are just so thin. There's delistings going on. There's not a whole lot happening in the market right now, where typically a single buy or a sell or a delisting makes the price move quite a bit. One thing I did want to look at was the floor price of rare comics and just see which ones are the cheapest right now. Let me actually switch to comics, just for you people out there that want to do MCP points and such. We actually have quite a few comics that are actually even below 5 gems right now. I remember back in the day, the getting rare comics between, I don't know, 6, 7, 8 gems was kind of like the gold standard of like getting the best like bang for your buck when it comes to getting like the best gem per MCP. But in this, we actually have 2 the Tarzan of the Apes comics. Those are both coming in at about 4.6 and 4.7 gems. We also have the Fallen Sun comic here, number 2. That's at about 4.9 or about 5 gems. And the rest of these towards the top, these are all about 5 gems. I mean, we have almost a full page of 5 gem rare comics right now. So if you are kind of going after some of those more kind of, if you're chasing those MCP points, these are pretty much I mean, these are still the best bang for your buck option when it comes to accumulating MCP points. And so, I mean, we actually got some good ones here. We got like first appearance of like Abomination. Me personally, I like Jubilee. There's quite a few like first appearance characters in some of these comics. So these are not like no-namer comics for the most part. I mean, most of them are, but for the most part, there's actually a handful that are pretty semi-significant first appearances for these comics. So let's go back to the homepage. See which ones have dipped the most. And so I actually, to be honest, I actually saw this here and I was like, man, first appearance of Gambit down to 10 gems right now, and that is pretty low. So I actually pulled up my thing here just because I love X-Men. You guys know that I love X-Men. I love comics, especially Gambit. Gambit's one of my favorite ones, and that is now like in my price range. So if you guys are watching this video, whoever listed this, I think it's like Dark Zero, that looks like the name. I'm gonna buy one of these personally. I'm just gonna go ahead and do it right now. That is just me personally too good of a deal for me to just like pass up on. I really like Gambit. As you can see, it's pretty well below the floor, and I think this is the point now where people are like, all right, if I'm gonna sell something, I can't just list it for 13 gems, you know, barely below floor. Like they have to list it for almost a legitimate 20-30% off in order for people to even consider it, and I'm kind of in that range as well. So I just saw that literally before I was about to do this video, and I'm like, man, I have to get a Gambit. So if you guys are interested in Gambit, want to get the ultra rare for just 10 gems, it's a beautiful looking cover. Gambit is a very popular character, just kind of like in the X-Men community. Go ahead and pick that up if you want. Not financial advice, of course, but so now there's one less on the floor. I still have 2 on the floor for you guys. There's still quite a few comics that have gone down quite a bit. So as you saw here, first appearance Gambit, that's at an all-time low. I remember this uncommon cover skyrocketing in price when kind of like WandaVision and a bunch of other like shows were coming out, obviously about the Scarlet Witch, because this is her, I believe this is her first appearance, or at the very least maybe just had her face on the cover, and people were just going wild for this comic. So there was a point, and I realized this is back in about a year and a half ago, so this is March of last year, 2022. I mean, the price of this was over 100 gems, and it was chilling at about above 50 gems for a long time, until about the last probably about the last year or so. Then it started getting down below 20 gems, and now it's actually retraced all the way back down to about, what's the price now, 10 gems I think I saw. So it's 10 gems, so it's actually down 33%. All these comics towards this top row here down about 25, or anywhere between like 33 to 25% for the most part. The Fantastic Four Secret Rare, that one pulled back quite a bit. I'm kind of curious to see if this one pumped because of kind of all of the hype around the Veve exclusive covers and kind of the artist, we're voting for like the best artists on the app and that kind of stuff. Obviously I think it's Fantastic Four 13. The Ultra Rare was the first Veve exclusive cover, so I'm not sure if people also wanted to buy the Secret Rare thinking that would pump as well, but that also pulled back here about 28%. Devil Dinosaur Secret Rare, that one pulled back a bit. Same thing here with the Uncommon, and this actually might be one I want to buy more of. I still think to this day the best looking comic covers from like common all the way to Secret Rare, just like aesthetically pleasing, is the Silver Surfer Black. If you look at the whole series, if you look at the common, the uncommon, rare, all the way up to Secret Rare, they look awesome in my opinion. So I might have to actually get more of these, because this is starting to get really, really cheap on those. So yeah, these are pulling back quite a bit. Let's take a look at the collectibles, see which collectibles are actually pulling back the most recently. Mr. Fantastic, all the way down to 35 gems. Box price was 35. Doesn't surprise me. He's not first appearance. I mean, it looks awesome, but I think right now, because things are getting so cheap and the market's doing what it is, sorry for the coughing, that people are just, I think now people are starting to reconsolidate some of their listings, some of their NFTs, their comics, all that kind of stuff. And I think people are starting to position and starting to buy a little bit more grills, or at least selling off collectibles that they don't want anymore for liquidity in preparation for this new big drop that's coming in September, or for more drops that's going to happen between now and the end of the year. Pink Panther already pulling back. I mentioned this 2 days ago when it was at 150. I'm like, hey, give it a week or so. I think this thing could pull back all the way to 100. Right now it's at 120 already. It's been about 2 days since my last video. So again, none of this is financial advice, but I just feel like with the current day in the market, whenever things tend to pump up, it's going to retrace back just as quickly, unless it's crazy like hyper grail like Miles Morales or something like that, where the supply is super limited and it's a super sought after character that typically when things go up, they also tend to go back down just as quickly. Lambos, some of the Lambos are actually getting pretty darn cheap. This is the rare version, and even the rare is getting, it's less than half of box price. This is being sold for 70 gems. I personally skipped the drop just because it was too risky. But then again, I did go for the Pink Panther drop, got the rare, and ended up losing a bit of gems. But that's always fine. I'm willing to take the risk and the gamble there. So got some more Christmas stuff also pulling back here. So we got like Deadpool, we got Snow Globe. I think Snow Globe might have pumped a little bit just because of all the hype around Veveverse. I do think the second wave of Veveverse invites for the beta, I do think we could see more collectibles that look amazing getting blown up, so I do think things like the Snow Globes, if you blow up the Snow Globe and it takes up your entire house or your entire showroom, it's all snowing on the inside, that's going to look really cool. So yeah, I think some of these collectibles are doing pretty well. And then Jason Fabek, man, I remember not recommending, of course, not financial advice, but I remember a lot of people asking about this thing, late 2021, early 2022, and this is one of the better looking Batmans. I still think it's one of the better looking Batmans, just aesthetically, just from like an aesthetic point of view. But man, that thing is pulled back all the way down to 17 gems right now. So at this point, at least my personal kind of like goal for me is just, I'm waiting. I'm selling off a couple collectibles that I just don't really love anymore. Like maybe I liked them way back when, and now I'm at the point where it's like, all right, is this going to look in Veveverse? Is this going to be worth more later than some of the other collectibles I could purchase right now, for the most part? And on top of that, I'm kind of circling back around to some of like the season 1 collectibles. I really wish there was a way, maybe there is or isn't. I really wish there was a way. Maybe I can actually do it this way. So listings, release date. Flip this around. Oh, there we go. So I actually think, and this is why I love my NFT tracker. So it's really hard to actually like look up season 1 collectibles and all that stuff on the Veve app and all that. But you just go on here, you just go by release date, click collectibles, and you can see everything in reverse that Veve's has ever released. So I might actually circle back around and pick up some of these season 1 collectibles that are just super cheap right now. And I think it's, you know, obviously pick up Todd if you can afford it, and, you know, Rizzo and all that stuff. I think that's out of most people's price range. But picking up some things like, you know, Fed Mertens, picking up Jason Fabek or Jim Lee Joker. First appearance of Joker is under 100 gems right now. Most popular villain probably in fictional history. Joker, probably him and Vader, probably the most popular fictional villains. And a few other like there's a lot of, I remember Powerpuff Girls was like the hype for the longest time, that the super limited supply, and they still do, but everything's getting so cheap now where it's like, hey, if you wanted to buy those season 1 collectibles a year and a half ago, they're actually at a pretty decent price range right now if you did want to circle back and grab it. Even this, you know, first appearance Harley Quinn, under 70 gems right now. Pretty good price range right now. And get to this next page and then probably hop up pretty soon because we're already over 10 minutes, man. This stuff, these videos like accumulate very quickly. More Powerpuff Girls or that stuff. One other thing I did want to see, because actually there was another person in the community, I think it was Pixel Trader. He did mention he actually ended up sniping a secret rare, gosh, what was it? A secret rare first appearance of Jubilee comic pretty recently for like 19 gems or something like that. So at this point, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to pull up the secret rare comics and just see what's the cheapest. So this isn't the best MCP points, but it's probably pretty close, because we're getting to the point now where I remember for the longest time, I would say about 40 to 50 gems was kind of like the floor for secret rare comics for a long time. Now we're getting to the point where secret rares are getting to the 20 to 25 gem, 30 gem price range. We're seeing that pretty much across the board here for a lot of these comics. So mostly it's like Tarzan and Loki, and maybe not so many first appearance comics, but like we have first appearance of Psylocke, a character I really enjoy. I hate the secret rare cover, but I get it. And then there's a lot of other, just quite frankly, just beautiful secret rare covers that are all available. I mean, this whole page is under 33 gems. So there's actually a lot of secret rare comics that you guys could scoop up right now if you care to. Same thing with Silver Surfer Black. I remember selling this. I remember landing this on drop, and I think I sold it. I don't know, remember the price. Well over, you know, 3 digits, and selling this. This is also another awesome looking cover for the Silver Surfer Black with Nolan on the cover and all of that. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Good luck to all the people that are going for the Batman drop on Thursday. So that's September 13th. No, 14th. So on September 14th, obviously there's a whole list of pre-airdrops, not pre-airdrops, but like a whole list of, oh my gosh, pre-order, I should say. Gosh, I forgot the term, but you guys know what I mean. So if you have like the Batcal, you have like priority into going for the airdrop, and then also there's like the Harley Quinn box, you have priority. There's a whole list of that stuff. So if you guys are still going for this drop, I'm going for it for sure. I'm going to try and get it during the Batcal portion of it. It's going to kind of suck because I'm going to be at work when the actual like public drop happens if I don't get it on the Batcal drop. So we'll see how that plays out. But again, huge grail, super excited to go for this drop myself. I own a lot of collectibles on DC Palm. You guys can see I've been buying quite a bit of stuff, quite a bit of comics. I really enjoy the platform. I can't wait to be able to bring all this stuff on over to the Veveverse if that's possible. That's probably still going to take some time as well, so I'm super excited for that. So also want to branch out too occasionally with Palm if people care about that as well. But like I said, most of the time, 90% of my time, I'm going to be focused on Veve because that's where most of my fan base is, as well as my money. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Hope you guys take care. Double and triple check all of your listings so you don't screw yourself over, and I'll catch you guys next time.